My name is Freeholder Vice President Patricia SEBOLD, and in my former life, I taught English at West Orange High School for 30 years. So, as you can imagine, education is very important to me, and I am always happy to hear about schools and teachers that are doing a great job of teaching their students. And tonight, I have the honor of recognizing a school from my own hometown of Livingston for doing just that. Tonight, it is my pleasure to congratulate Aquinas Academy of St. Philomena Parish because it was named 2013 National Blue Ribbon School of Excellence by the United States Department of Education. At this point, I'd like to ask the principal of Aquinas Academy, Sister Lena Pasillo, to join me as I talk a little bit more about her school and about this honor. This year, the Department of Education named 236 public and 50 private schools across the nation as Blue Ribbon schools. And Aquinas Academy was one of only 15 schools in New Jersey and one of only 2 in Essex County to receive this prestigious recognition. And not only was Aquinas named a Blue Ribbon school, it was also specifically honored in the exemplary high-performing category. The National Blue Ribbon Schools program has honored nearly 7,500 schools over the last 31 years, which are selected from schools nominated by the top education official in each state: the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, the Department of Defense Education Activity, the Bureau of Indian Education, and in Aquinas' case, by the Council for American Private Education. What an honor. Aquinas Academy, which is located on South Livingston Avenue, is a Middle States accredited Catholic school for students from preschool through grade 8. And it is led by its principal, Sister Lena Pasillo, its assistant principal, Maureen Wertzfritz, and Pastor Thomas Nedegger. And I've heard about Aquinas Academy for so many years. I was telling the sister before, Donald Payne, our current congressman, sat next to me as a freeholder for 6 years, and I heard about Aquinas Academy all the time because Donald Payne has triplets, and they went all through Aquinas Academy, so I heard about the school very often while he was sitting next to me. So, sister, on behalf of the entire Essex County Board of Chosen Freeholders, I am delighted to present you with this commendation and to congratulate you and your staff for the great job you are doing. Congratulations.
Thank you so ever so much for honoring us tonight. And I accept this award this evening for my whole school community, Aquinas Academy. That's what enabled us. We know we have to have the leaders, but it's because of what takes place through my own administration that I have here with me tonight. I'd also like to introduce my secretary, my right arm, Mrs. Gwen Trezza, and Mrs. Castucci, the director of our preschool, who have been very vital in the process for this blue ribbon. So once again, I thank you. And Donald Payne, certainly a great friend of all of ours, as well as his father, who we know passed away. And so it's certainly been a wonderful ride for us since September 24th, when we received via TV that we were one of the recipients. And so we have just been delighting in that. And also, I might add that it took a lot of hard work, and the turnaround was quick. We found out November, and we had to have the document prepared by December. And with many hands, and I have a wonderful faculty, parents, and of course, the heart of the school is the students. So I stand here on behalf of all of them. And once again, I thank you. And let us join hands together in all parts of our state who are trying to, each and every day, as you said yourself for 30 years, to educate the children and to instill in them the leadership that we all hold in one way or the other, that they too someday will be able to lead our educational institutions. So once again, thank you, and know that I will bring this back proudly to share with our school community tomorrow. And while I'm up here, I would like to invite all of you as well. November 22nd will be our formal celebration of the Blue Ribbon. We'll travel, a delegation will travel to Washington, D.C., the 17th, 18th, and 19th of November to receive the flag, which we will certainly fly proudly, and our banner and certificate. So by all means, if you're in the area, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. We made it 9, so those who have to go to work can dip in. So by all means, please, you are most welcome to join Aquinas Academy School community. So I thank you once again. Okay, if everybody would like to come up for a picture. Thank you.
Once again, my name is Carol Clerk, and I am the freeholder from the 3rd Freeholder District, which is all of East Orange, all of Orange, all of South Orange, and parts of the Central and West Wards of Newark. And I'm going to be joined in a moment at the podium by Freeholder BILAL Beasley, who is the 2nd Freeholder District, Freeholder from the 2nd District, which encompasses all of Maplewood, and then Irvington and parts of Newark. So as you see, we're a tag team because we get, I get some of South Orange and he gets Maplewood, but tonight's honoree got all of Maplewood and all of South Orange because of her work. I tell you, as a former educator, it gives me a tremendous, tremendous amount of pleasure and pride to make tonight's presentation. But before I go to my honoree, let me just tell you a tad bit, Sister Priscilla, as I was trying to share with you guys. Aquinas, how swell is that? Because you see, Judy Friedman was a teacher with the Ed Services Commission. I happened to have been the supervisor at the time. So Aquinas was part of one of the schools that I actually did some supervision for with supplemental instruction. So I'm just really, really excited for you guys and the strides that you've made at Aquinas Academy. So let's hear it for them again. Now, you know what? Tonight's honoree, I'm going to say her name, and then in a moment I'll ask her to join me up here. You know, her name could be considered a tongue twister. Dr. Lovey Lilly. But one of the things that no matter where you look on the internet about Dr. Lilly, the word lovely always comes into play because people refer to her as a lovely and loving human being. She's joined here tonight by Mr. Kirk Smith, the principal, and Miss Elizabeth Aaron, our assistant principal. And you know, for Dr. Lilly, it has never been about her. Tonight's about her, but it has never been about her for her career. It's always been about the children that she serves. It's always been about what's best for them and how the educational system was going to best serve those young people. I used to say, you know, a schoolhouse is 4 walls that contains the future inside of it. And when you teach, you touch a child's life. Well, the same thing is true when you're an administrator. You touch those children's lives, and the buck stops at the principal's desk. So, you know, Dr. Lilly was going to try to sneak out of town without anybody even realizing that September 1st had come and gone. But with all due respect, we just couldn't let that happen. And I know our clerk, Deborah Davis Ford, who is walking in right now, she definitely wasn't going to let any of that sort of thing happen. We're here to honor her, an outstanding woman and an outstanding educator who retired as principal of Columbia High School on September 1st after 7 years of service as principal, but a total of 12 years of service in the district and 34 glorious years as an educator. Dr. Lilly, if you'd come forward, and I can tell everybody a little bit about this glorious, glorious, glorious career. Let's hear it for Dr. Lilly. Well, amazing, amazing ride. She's had a wonderful, wonderful journey along education's highway. She earned her bachelor's degree in English from Rowan University, her master's degree in reading from Loyola Marymount in Los Angeles. And then years later, her ED, her doctorate in educational and organizational leadership from the University of Pennsylvania. So you see, Dr. Lilly's experiences varied. She, well-traveled and traversing these United States. She began her teaching career in 1980 as an English teacher in LA, before returning to New Jersey, where she continued to teach and chair the English department at Williamstown High School, while also serving as an adjunct professor at Rowan University. She then moved on to the vice principalship at Oakcrest High School in Mays Landing. In 2001, Dr. Lilly joined the South Orange Maplewood School District as Columbia's vice principal and served in that role until 2006 when she became principal. I'm going to pause here for a moment because, see, as an old social studies teacher, I just have to Google and I have to do some research. And Dr. Lilly won't tell you, but at the time that she stepped in, and I think her colleagues will let you in on that, it wasn't exactly smooth waters. There was a little tempestuousness. There was a little question mark about whether this lovely lady was going to be up to the task of calming what was going on. It was a tough time. Everything wasn't as smooth as everyone would have hoped that it would be. But in stepped an educational leader. At Columbia, she was responsible for countless innovations, studies, and changes to the curriculum, always with the goal of helping teachers to advance their professional development and helping students to learn and grow. She strived to help all of her students to excel, but worked especially hard to increase minority populations at higher level classes, and to assist immigrant students or the children of immigrants, in particular, those from Haiti, along with their often difficult road to inclusion and advancement. Let me pause one more time. There was a young man from your school who was one of our honorees, Freeholder SEBOLD, Freeholder BEASLEY, for Essex County Celebration of Youth, Muhammad Siddiman. And the story, it was gripping, it was compelling. There wasn't a dry eye in the chambers when he spoke. One of your students. Always encouraging and nurturing students to succeed, Dr. Lilly initiated a Scholars Day breakfast for the highest achieving students who earned national merit and AP recognition, but she also established a Most Improved Students Day for students who made dramatic academic progress. A day that included a celebratory breakfast as well as field trip and tour of the university, alma mater of Pennsylvania. Ivy League, yes, but not out of the reach. She wanted her young people always to know that things were within their grasp as well. Dr. Lilly is a member of numerous professional organizations, including the Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development and the National Association for Multicultural Education, and is a much sought-after speaker at workshops, seminars, and even cable TV talk shows. She has also published numerous studies and articles. In addition to tonight's honor, Dr. Lilly has received numerous other special honors and recognitions during her outstanding 34-year career, including a New Jersey Governor's Teacher of the Year recognition way back in 1990, and more recently, she was named to the Williamstown High School Academic Hall of Fame and was the recipient of a Geraldine R. Dodge Foundation Grant for Educational Leadership. I think that Dr. Lilly, you've truly been an inspiration to your staff and your students, as well as a beloved and treasured leader in the South Orange Maplewood School District and the community at large. On the internet, it said that your leaving will present a void, and that I think got like a standing ovation, was it, at graduation from the young people, the parents and the teachers and everybody there. It just kind of showed how much they actually loved you. You're going to be sorely missed, and I'm just happy that we were here to say to you, and Freeholder Beasley, I want you to join us at this point. I'm just glad that we were here to say to you that, yes, you are a treasured leader in the South Orange Maplewood School District, community at large. We thank you for your service, and we're just happy that we were able to just say thank you in a very small way. This is just a piece of paper in a frame, but it just means a lot that you cared enough to share your entire, a good portion of your life with the students and to make a difference in some child's life. So God bless you, Godspeed, and guess what? You're retired. You can do anything you're big enough to do right now. So congratulations.
Well, good evening to everyone. After I heard that long journey, no wonder I'm retiring, but it's been quite a journey. I would like to stand here to thank Mr. Beasley, Ms. Clark, and the Essex County Board of Chosen Freeholders for granting me this recognition, this resolution here today. It means so much to me professionally and personally. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge my Columbia High School family seated over here to the left. Mr. Kirk Smith, who is the principal, Miss Elizabeth Aaron, who is an assistant principal on board, and Miss Judy Mason, my former administrative assistant secretary. And I used to say that Judy really ran the school, but she still does. But thank you so much for being here, all three of you. This honor is a tremendous recognition for me, and it means so very, very much for a number of reasons. When I just was trying to figure out what I was going to do in life many moons ago, as a young adult, my father made it very, very clear that I should go into education. And I wanted to be a dancer, but as you can see, you see who won. But I'm glad that I had the journey in terms of impacting the lives of children and working with teachers. And I'm really thankful that I had the opportunity to work at Columbia High School in the South Orange Maplewood School District. In fact, the last time that I was in this particular room, I had just begun. And I remember having thoughts of, oh my gosh, what have I done? What have I said yes to? And here it is, fast forward 7 years later, and here this recognition now in terms of having been the principal at Columbia High School means so very, very much to me. The work at Columbia High School was great, but the rewards were greater. I truly enjoyed working with the children, the diverse population that is represented in the South Orange and Maplewood School District. I truly enjoyed working with our teachers. I had never worked with such a brilliant group of teachers. Columbia was my fifth high school, the fifth high school that I had worked in, and by far the teachers were the best and the brightest. So I really had a very unique opportunity, and Columbia High School has such a signature, such a legacy already, and I look forward to what will come forward in terms of future leadership, student performance, and all of the great things that will come out of Columbia High School. I must share this quick story. Columbia High School is has such a vast network. When I was now going to my doctor to get my physical for the job up here in 2001, my doctor asked me, well, where are you going? And I said, well, I'm moving up to North Jersey. He says, well, why are you moving up there? Well, that's a long story, Dr. Hingston. I don't think you want to hear that. Well, which school are you going to be working at this time? And I said, I'm going to Columbia High School in Maplewood. He was a member of the class of 1934. And he was still practicing medicine. He has since passed away. But Columbia is a great school, and I am so proud to have been the educational leader there. To Aquinas Academy, I applaud the work that you've done. In terms of the blue ribbon status, I applaud you, I applaud you, I applaud you. And I thank you once again, Ms. Clerk, and Mr. Beasley, and Mr. Krozik, okay, Gary, as he told me earlier, and the Essex County Board of Chosen Freeholders. My father is quite proud right now, and I thank all of you. Thank you.
The person who has had the privilege of working with Dr. Lilly the longest is just going to say a few words for the group that has accompanied her. You want to get closer?
Sure. I'm a Columbia High School alum, class of 1970, grew up in South Orange and raised my family in Maplewood. And in 1984, I thought I'd take a job in the school district just temporarily, and now I just started my 30th year. But the last almost 13 years, I worked with my friend Lovey Lilly, and then we were together for all that time. And when Gary called yesterday, Judy and I said, yeah, he said, maybe you're the one I want to talk to. So he gave me the opportunity to tell you something about my dear friend. And when you started talking about Scholars Day and Most Improved Students, Lovey was one, it was all about the children, always all about the kids. And she was never happier than after she came back from observing a class and being with the kids. And there was a smile on her face until the next thing happened. But that's where her passion is with the kids. And Columbia is a wonderful place. You were sorely missed by all of us.